Hello, so I wanted to make a tutorial in SolidWorks to show how to make patterns. So, so there's two ways you can make a pattern in SolidWorks. You can either make them from the sketch or make them from a feature. So if I do, so if I create a linear pattern, so I want to say that I want to make a pattern of this shape and I want it to go in the X axis by 30 mil and I want 3 instances of that, and then I can specify the Y axis as well, and I want 2 instances of that, so 3 instances of that, and by 30 mil. So if you go OK, you got these three, well, you got this pattern. But the annoying thing about this is, assuming you want to extrude all of them, they'll all have to be clicked on. And if you've got other entities in the way, then you have to unclick them. And then that could be a real nightmare to work with. So there obviously might be cases where you want to do this, but generally for now, I think it's best if we work as this. So another thing with linear patterns is you can make a circular patterns. So if we do something like this, and let's say we want to make a circular pattern. So we want this point to be the point we rotate about, and then the entities to the pattern, we want this shape. Yeah. So as you can see, we can increase the number of entities we have around that point, and have something like this. Now obviously they all have their uses, but in this particular case we're not going to use that, so let's extrude this. Okay, so now we have a cube. Now you can see we can click this linear pattern for features. So again, there's another two ways you can do this. You can either extrude by feature or you can extrude by the body itself. So if I click this, I'll change direction first. So yeah, so we can click that. We want to use the edge of this as a direction, and we want to use the Y direction as well to use that. So okay, we've got a space there, and then we want to click bodies. And we want to use this body that we want to duplicate. And let's increase the distance between them. So 3 or 30 mil. And there you can see you can create individual entities. Now, if you were to do the linear pattern, whoops, if you were to do the linear pattern and use the feature and faces, what that will do is, because the general way this works is only if the features are in the same, occupy the same space, then they'll merge together. But if they don't, then the pattern won't work. So if you want parts that are duplicated across and separate, then you want to use bodies. So to give you a bit of idea what I'm talking about, let's say we want to use, that's the feature we want to use. And so let's say, can you see I had to reduce that to 20 mil? And when I did that, it makes this whole solid block, right? And obviously you might want that, you might not, it depends on what you need. So let's go back to bodies. Okay, cool. And let's separate that a bit more. All right, so cool, we got all that. Now, let's say that we realize that, okay, no, we wanted to round this edge before we did the pattern. What you can do is you can suppress it, and then we can go into fillet, and then we can curve this. And then what we can do is bring that feature up and where it aligns with that. And so if we unsuppress this, you can see the change propagated through all the duplicates. So now they all have to change. So that's a really easy way to really work with patterns. It's a much simpler way than having to make duplicates within sketches. So yeah, that's the end of this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.